This is a serratus wall slide. You're gonna have a band, you're gonna find a wall, you're gonna put that foam roller against the wall. What I want you to do with the band, I want your hands facing each other, pulling apart. So the band's about 12 inches stretch, so your hands are about 12 inches apart. You'll be sliding up and down the wall, trying to keep the elbows in. So I'm gonna set this up here. Band on the arms. Foam roller starts about eye level, pulling the hands apart, elbows are in. Push that upward, you're gonna drop your chest in towards the wall. You should feel a good little stretch in those lat muscles. You're gonna pull it down, keeping the elbows in. Maintain that tension on the band, pushing all the way up, get a good stretch of those lat muscles, come all the way back down. You can do about 8 reps of those for about a 3-second hold. This is a foam roller, straight arm, open book. So what you're gonna do, this bottom leg is gonna stay straight. Top leg is gonna go on top of the foam roller at about a 30-degree angle. Your arms are gonna be interlocked. Both elbows are gonna stay perfectly straight, so I don't want you to bend an arm as you rotate open, okay? Keep that foot on the foam roller, you're gonna rotate open, turning the torso as far as you kind of can. Trying to keep those arms straight. And come all the way back down. Rotating the torso open, keeping the hips still. Turning the body as far as you can without letting that elbow bend. You're gonna come all the way back. You're gonna do about 8 to 10 of those per side. This is a foam roller snow angel. So you're gonna get on a foam roller. Tailbone's gonna be at the bottom, top of your head. It's gonna be at the top of the foam roller. Palms are gonna be up, your wrists are gonna be down on the ground. What you're gonna try to do is you're gonna try to keep that low back and the whole back flat on the foam roller. Lift your arms all the way up, trying to keep your wrists in contact with the ground as much as you can. Once they start to come off, you're gonna come all the way back down. Go all the way back up, trying to keep that wrist close to the ground. Let it come all the way back down. You're gonna do about 10 to 12 of those. This is a deep squat with rotation. So what you're gonna do, feet butt shoulder width apart, maybe just outside shoulder width apart. You're gonna squat down nice and deep. You're gonna brace your elbows on the inside of your knees. You're gonna rotate open as far as you can. Trying to get the shoulders at 90 degrees, perpendicular to the floor. You're gonna alternate back and forth, doing 6 per side. So it's gonna be 12 total. So this is hip 90-90. You're gonna start in this position here. What I want you to focus on is trying to be as upright as you can. If you struggle with the movement, you can lean over to the side a little bit, but the goal is to try to be as upright as you can while getting full range of motion. So with this back leg here, you can do external rotation, lifting that knee up kind of as high as you can. You're gonna do 10 reps, okay? When you finish 10 reps there, you're gonna do internal rotation, which is keeping that knee down. You're gonna lift that back foot up. Okay, if you can't get the foot very high, go ahead and lean over a little bit more. If you also need some more help, you can grab the inside of that pant leg. But your goal with this is to do 10 reps, and you're gonna flip over just like this. You're gonna do the other side. This is that stork turn. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your hands on the wall. The goal is to not let your upper body tip and turn. The upper body stays nice and square. You're gonna take a leg, you're gonna hook it behind your knee. What you're gonna do is you're gonna turn your hips, pulling that knee across your body to create just pelvic rotation, okay? So you're actively gonna turn, but you're gonna use that knee to help pull that pelvis around to the other side. So the upper body does not move. 8 to 10 reps per side, and you'll do both sides. So this is a half kneeling, banded wall open. So what you're gonna do, the inside leg is gonna be close to a wall. You're gonna take a yoga block, you're gonna pin it. So this knee doesn't move, okay? I don't want your foot angled out. I want your lower leg completely vertical, okay? You're gonna grab a band. Left arm is gonna be parallel to the floor, out in front of you. You're gonna grab on. I want you to have a good amount of tension, but not so much that you can't really complete the movement. Your goal is to try to get this back shoulder to the wall. So I don't really care about the arm getting back there as much. I want that torso rotation to happen where that shoulder gets back to the wall, okay? So if you get back there easily, then use a little bit more tension. If you can't quite get back there, use a little bit less tension. But you're gonna do 10 opens like this. You wanna make sure you don't move that knee, because if you move that knee, you're gonna lose that block, and you're gonna have to reset it, okay? You're gonna do 10 rotational opens, both sides. So you're gonna do hamstring stretches with internal rotation and external rotation. So external rotation, I'm gonna be stretching this leg. This hip is gonna be an external rotation, okay? So I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a hamstring stretch in this position, holding it for about 30 seconds, okay? I'm gonna do that one 2 to 3 times. I'm gonna switch and do internal rotation. So this leg's gonna be internal rotation. I want these thighs to touch. This one's gonna be more challenging, so you're gonna hinge over. You're gonna get a good stretch there. You're gonna feel some pressure behind the knee. But I want you to try to stretch in this position, holding 30 seconds to a minute. If there's too much pressure behind the knee, and you feel like it's kind of, then you can bend the knee slightly and hinge a little bit more so you feel a little bit more in the hamstring itself. You're gonna do both sides on that. This one here is a bird dog row. So what you're gonna do, whatever knee is on the bench, that hand's gonna be holding the weight. Your opposite leg's gonna be extended behind you. You're gonna hold on to the bench with your other hand. Okay? The goal is to try to be as stable as you can on the floor. And the only thing that moves is that arm. You set up like this. Okay? Back legs are straight. Forward is nice and tight. Trying to extend that back leg back. So it's not letting the torso turn at all. Just rolling these wings. 10 to 12 reps. Sides to the other side. So this is a banded glute bridge. I got the band around my knees, just above the knees, pulling apart. Okay? I'm gonna walk out this way, keeping tension on the band. My upper back is the only thing on the ball. Hands are gonna be down here. I'm gonna drop my hips down towards the ground. Bridge all the way up, squeezing my glutes. Okay? Do about 15 to 20 reps of these, keeping tension on that band the entire time. To make it harder, you can grab a dumbbell, put dumbbells on your hips, you can grab a bar, put bar on your hips, things like that. But this should be moving. It shouldn't be, the ball shouldn't be rolling, you shouldn't be extending and pushing your legs like this. You're just dropping your hips, driving them up towards the ceiling. This is a sideline clamshell. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have this band around your knees, lay over on your side like this, hips ever so slightly bent, not super bent, not way back into extension, ever so slightly bent. Your feet are gonna stay stacked atop themselves. You're gonna drive that top knee open, okay? If you don't feel it, back and the glutes back here, bring your hips a little bit more into extension and lift from there, okay? Do about 15 of these per side. You'll do the other side too. This is a lat pull down. You sit back, your arms are gonna be nice and tall, okay? And you're gonna lean back slightly, you're gonna pull this all the way down to your chest, bring your elbows down towards your hips. Good squeeze, let it come all the way back up. Pull the elbows down towards the hips. Let it come all the way back up. We're really going to try to engage those back muscles, squeezing those back muscles, pulling down. I don't want you shrugging up like this. Shoulder blades are pulling down and back as you pull this down. 12 reps of this exercise. So we're going to do a single arm dumbbell bench. What I want here is just going to hold the dumbbell in one arm, leaning backwards. Okay. Hands just gonna be across the chest. What you're gonna try to focus on is not letting the hips or shoulders come up off the bench as the weight comes down, okay? You wanna keep your core nice and tight, keeping the hips and shoulders down on the bench. And then you're gonna press. You want your glutes engaged as well when you're kind of doing this. You're gonna be pressing that weight all the way up, okay? 10 to 12 on this side, and you'll switch, and you'll do the other side. So this one here is a goblet squat. You're gonna grab a kettlebell, or a dumbbell if you need to. You're gonna hold it nice and tight to your chest. What we're gonna do is your feet are gonna be about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider if you need to. We're gonna squat down till the lower body's parallel. I'm trying to keep my upper body fairly upright. I don't wanna be bent, leaned over like this, okay? Fairly upright, and I want your weight primarily pushing through the midfoot to heel. I don't want you up on your toes for this one, okay? You can squat all the way down until your hips are parallel. You're gonna stand up with a little bit of explosion, pushing hard down into that ground. You're gonna do 10 reps of this exercise. So this is a banded backswing. So what's gonna happen, your inside hand, whichever's closest to the wall, palm down, outside hand, palm up, okay? We're gonna do this both left-handed and right-handed. What you're gonna do is you're gonna walk out so you have a decent amount of tension on it, a good athletic stance. Your arms are gonna stay nice and straight. I want a good backswing that's nice and balanced, okay? This inside arm is pushing. This other arm is fairly straight, but I'm not really doing a whole lot with it, okay? So I want a good push, good deep backswing, control back down through impact, okay? So nice solid lower body, push, good backswing, get my weight transferred well in my lower body, back down to the middle. You do 8 of those, and you'll do left-handed as well. This is a shoulder raise series, okay? So there's 3 different movements: front raise, lateral raise, and rear delt fly. So how this one's gonna work, you're gonna grab these weights, elbows ever so slightly back, okay? That's too much. If they're locked, just unlock them, okay? Weights kind of close together, you're gonna raise until it's kind of equal with your face. You do 15 reps, just like this, okay? Using those shoulders to lift. Then you do a lateral raise, so out to the side, okay? Straight out to the side like this, okay? Elbows ever so slightly bent, okay? 15 reps of that. Then you're gonna do a rear delt fly. So once you hinge over to about 45 degrees, arms slightly bent. When you lift, you're gonna raise these up so you can kind of see the dumbbell covers my ear. I'm not way down here, not way up here. It kind of covers in line with where my ears are. I'm gonna do 15 reps, just like that. These are the two kettlebell exercises, the deadlifts that I want to show you. First one's called a position B, RDL. Position B, my feet are equal like this. That means one foot's going to be slightly forward. Okay, how that's going to work, opposite hand of whatever leg is forward is holding the kettlebell. It's going to be in the middle of your stance. You're going to bias towards this left side, but both feet are going to stay on the ground, so I don't want this back foot coming up at all. Okay, you're going to hinge over. You'll feel a good stretch here, and you're going to drive this left hip forward. So if you see it from the side, it's going like this. I'm hinging, pushing my butt back. I push my hip forward and fire that glute hamstring in order to activate it. Okay, that's position B. The other version is single leg kettlebell RDL. So what you're going to do then, if you need something to hold on to, put it on the side of whatever leg is on the ground. Okay, opposite hand holds its weight. You're going to hinge over, drive that hip forward, stand. It's a single leg version. Once the balance gets a little bit better, then you can get rid of the wall. You just do a kettlebell single leg RDL just like this. 8 reps per side.